So welcome guys. This proof is for people that wants to see a proof that is visible to eyes and you can see with your own eyes. So what's that about? Basically that is this proof shows you that Quran cannot be written by a human and it's from divine. It's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala 100%. You'll understand because Quran came as revelation throughout 23 years and it's impossible to do this alignment as human without even with technology. So you'll understand what am I talking about. If you just want to jump into the proofs, I'll just put timestamps here and you can just check. But if you want to learn how do we say that Quran is preserved 100%, you can just stay and watch until the end. Yeah, let's just start. So coincidence and tawafuk. So coincidence means to come across by chance, happened without meaning. Tawafuk means to coincide or align in a meaningful way, not randomly. So tawafuk refers to calculated coincidences designed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Tawafuk examples, like sometimes you come across with a friend that you haven't seen in years and he solves a critical problem of you. Or you're saying, she called me when I was thinking of her, oh my god, I was thinking of you just now. Or what you think about is answered by song's lyrics in that moment. So there is intention in tawafuk, the exact moment when the ball lands and the moment when the man slides. So let's say that there is an intention, so there's a red card. It's not mystical, it's tawhid, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala controls all the galaxies and hears your inner thoughts at the same time, also the other people. So there's no coincidence, there's tawafuk. Alright, this will destroy this question. Do you have proof that the Quran you read hasn't been changed? I have never seen such a visible answer like this one. So, tawafuk in the Quran. According to the lunar calendar, the Quran began to be revealed in 610 AD. The first 5 verses of Surah Al-Alaq were revealed. The Quran was completed in Medina in the year 632 over a span of 23 years. Around 40 scribes of revelation took part in the process. At that time, the Quran did not exist as a single compiled book with the covers like today. So, the Quran was preserved both in written form and through memorization. It was written on pieces of leather, palm branches, flat stones and bones. Preservation of the Quran during the caliphate of Abu Bakr radiallahu anh. The Quran had not yet been compiled into a book form. After 70 memorizers, Hafiz, were martyred in the Battle of Yamama, Umar radiallahu anh was the first to suggest compiling the Quran into a book. Although Abu Bakr radiallahu anh was initially hesitant about this idea, the decision to compile the Quran was made following the Umar radiallahu anh's recommendation. Revelation and current Quran. The current order of the Quran is not the same as the chronological order in which the verses were revealed. Like in the Revelation, the first verses were from Surah Al-Alaq, but now we start with Surah Al-Fatiha. This compilation and arrangement were later organized by the angel Gabriel alayhi salam under divine instruction. Zayd ibn Thabit radiallahu anh, the first compilation, a brilliant companion who learned Hebrew in 15 days and served as one of the Prophet peace be upon him's scribes, was chosen to compile the Quran. He collected the verses with the witnesses and compiled it into a single volume, which is called Musaf, and gave it to Abu Bakr radiallahu anh. Upon Abu Bakr radiallahu anh's death, the Musaf, written form of the Quran, was entrusted to Umar radiallahu anh, and later upon his death to his daughter Hafsa radiallahu anha, who was also a wife of the Prophet Muhammad peace be upon him. During Caliph Osman radiallahu anh, as Islam expanded through major conquests like Persia, Egypt, parts of Anatolia and beyond, there was a risk of regional recitation differences. To preserve the unity of the Quran, Osman radiallahu anh, to prevent recitation differences, Osman radiallahu anh ordered 6 official copies of the Quran to be made. These copies were sent to the major cities like Mecca, Medina, Kufa, Basra, Damascus, and one kept in Medina. This preserved the unity and authenticity of the Quran worldwide. Development of calligraphy. Over centuries, Muslims sought to beautify the Quran's writing. This led to the birth of Islamic calligraphy, hot art. Different calligraphers wrote Qurans with various line counts per page counts ranging from 300 to 800 pages. Although the text remained unchanged, the visual layout varied greatly across manuscripts because they were writing differently. This caused difficulty in memorization, teaching and printing. A precise balanced layout was needed to standardize the visual presentation. Hafiz Osman, a master calligrapher from the Ottoman Empire, he copied the Quran 106 times by hand. He created a standard format based on page size from the longest verse, Ayat al-Mudayana, line length from Surah Kaftar and Ikhlas. Result, every page began and ended with a complete verse. A layout miracle known as Ayat Berkenar. This became the official visual layout of the Quran we read today. Ayat Berkenar miracle, Hafiz Osman's layout. So, Ayat Berkenar means each page begins and ends with a full verse. This was never seen before. Even though some verses are 3 to 5 lines and others are much longer, each page still starts and ends perfectly with a complete ayah. So, result, a perfectly balanced visual miracle across all 604 pages. 1350 years after revelation in Barla, Turkey, the hidden tawafuk miracle was shown to Bediüzzaman Said Nursi. Notice another hidden miracle. He found certain verses in the Quran, especially Allah, appearing in perfect alignment. Some like vertically like a line, some mirrored on the opposite pages, some back to back on the same page. Examples: Allah 2656 times, Rab 846 times, Rasul 167 times, and many more, all in striking patterns. Now the proof part. Page 45, name of Allah aligns perfectly. Page 181, name of Allah aligns perfectly. Page 422 contains the name Allah 16 times, the highest number on a single page in the entire Quran. This page corresponds to Surah Al-Asab, verse 41. O you who believe, remember Allah with much remembrance, a perfect match between the message and the miracle. Page 2 to 3, page 82, 83, page 48, Rab aligns perfectly. Page 259, Rab aligns perfectly. Page 289, Quran aligns perfectly. Page 289 to 290. So there are countless miracles in the Quran, but this is shown to our eyes and you have to be really blind to the truth in order to deny this. Thanks for watching, guys.